Hi, welcome to Rob Moore's Consulting. Today I'm taking a look at leadership development and what I like to call moving from the tactical trio to a strategic success. So much is written about leadership development, not least of which how much is actually spent on leadership development, how much is lost in monetary terms through loss of productivity of leaders over a course of a year, how much CEOs don't actually see a clear business impact and return on investment for the money and resources they put into it, and also that despite all of this, most people trust strangers more than their own boss. So let's look at this tactical trio. The first one is human resources. Human resources have got a vested interest in leadership. They push their people agenda and the processes surrounding that. So the leaders need to make sure compliance is adhered to, and also all the processes that are put in place for the people agenda. The second team are the senior leadership team themselves. These guys look at the results and KPIs. That's their key interest in leadership, and how leaders are causing those results to grow, and also how they can boost sales and generate more cash for the business. Thirdly, learning and development. Now in this team, development is obviously the key of those leaders, and we do that through sessions, workshops, delivery, and also more conversational stuff like coaching and mentoring. The trouble is, these three avenues are all parallel to each other. We have people, process and compliance. In the middle we have targets, bonuses and incentives, and over on the right hand side we have conversations, support and development. Leaders just get confused. They can't do it all. They don't see a link between the three. They have to make constant decisions between time and money, and also just having to do things themselves because it's quicker and easier, which means they forget the nicer people-orientated stuff and focus on managing all the things that HR and L&D have been asking them to do rather than leading people through it. What that leads to in terms of people and team is not great. It tends to lead to lower engagement in your people because they're not feeling rewarded or wanted. This leads to higher attrition and, as we've seen in the stats, lower trust. So let's take a look at trust a little bit more closely. Trust is really born in business when we start looking and thinking of people first rather than those results. Encouraging and looking to have those conversations wherever we can, not just ourselves with our people, but our people with each other. And finally, generating real purpose for people in their roles, knowing why they're there. There are two types of trust, however, that we often miss: predictable and vulnerable. Predictable is the one that we probably think we all have in business, and therefore we have trust. We trust an alarm clock to go off, a kettle to boil and a car to start when we press a button, and if it doesn't, we don't distrust that anymore. The vulnerable is a little bit more difficult. We need to ask for help and worry about what other people are saying about us, and vulnerably go to people and say, can you help me? It's harder. So let's first define performance and see how we can build trust. Performance for me is built and predicated on these 6 C's: clarity and connection, control and commitment, and last but by no means least, capability and confidence. If you have these 6 things, you have the ingredients for performance. The trouble is we tend to manage those all the way through because results seem to be the most important thing in there, and that directly influences what we think of performance as and what we need from it. And we drive that through a set of values on the wall and one-to-ones with people where we just email them, have meetings with them, online, in person, and basically shake their hand and think everything's great and everyone's going to perform. Whereas we need to bring a new mindset into this, a leadership mindset and a guiding mindset, one that leads with vision and guides with trust. However, we still don't adopt that mindset and we stay and manage, which effectively means we use that vision and we lose that trust and carry on managing. So how do we build trust and engagement as a foundation for this performance, and to do it in a different way to unlock that new mindset? Here are my 6 C's for trust and engagement: co-creation and collaboration, consistency and communication, and coaching and conversation. If we have these 6 C's first, if we lead and guide as well as manage, to bring those to the fore, inviting people in to co-create clarity and connection together rather than telling people to have it, to coach and converse around capability and confidence, then yes, we still need to be able to manage now and again. We need to have control and commitment that things are going to happen. And results and obviously performance are still really, really important. However, we're now able to lead people towards that clarity and connection. The vision is something that people have built with you and are part of. They are clear and connected to it because of that. In terms of trust, people feel so much more connected to you that they are coming to you to ask for more capability, to stretch their confidence and growth, to be able to deliver on that vision that they're connected to. And the values and their one-to-ones feel like theirs. And instead of feeling like all our time is spent managing behaviours, reviews and mentoring our people, suddenly we're able to lead and guide and get lots of that time back. This is what I call my C12 leadership framework. And by following my implementation map of looking to start off by leading with vision and values and behaviours and moving forward from there, this is where the people agenda and processes of the human resources team, and also the focus of results and KPIs of the senior leadership team, absolutely define what the development led by the learning and development team needs to be, and the three things come together. And when they do, they form the strategic success, where all three parties have a consistent and unified definition of what performance is, that then drives what coaching can achieve to unlock it, and ultimately defines and guides what leadership needs to be. If this video has hit home for you and you'd like to know more, please get in contact with me on LinkedIn, on Facebook or Twitter. Also, if you think this type of video could be useful for your organisation, please get in touch. Thank you for listening, and we'll speak soon.